I do the neck harness every shoulder day.
No, you should never do it. But from Randy 2.0, he says, which does Boston prefer, Anadrol or Dianabol? And when using either of them, does Boston recommend Mastron to reduce estrogen conversion or Nolvadex?
That's such a good question. So I always prefer oral Anadrol over oral D-bol, but I prefer injectable D-bol over injectable Anadrol.
Okay, what? Injectable Anadrol is hell.
Just because of results-wise, and D-bol completely makes me lethargic, and it completely destroys my appetite even worse than Anadrol. But the injectable version, I get amazing results on. And you know what? Many people say the same thing. They love injectable D-bol, but they can't do the oral.
Fascinating. What about you, Mike?
I would say I like Anadrol better. I find with D-bol, I get gyno off like 40 milligrams. So it's a no-go for me. I could do usually up to 100 or 75 milligrams of Anadrol without it affecting my appetite. And I've never actually done the injectable for either of those, so I can't comment in regards to that. I've always just done the old school orals. But I am a fan of doing like a Proviron every day or doing Mastron, even in the off season, to help with that whole, any of the side effects in regards to gyno and shit like that.
I don't know how it, like the look, like taking Mastron for the look, because I was always focused on strength. But I personally, before I did my surgery, if I used to take Anadrol, I had to take Nolvadex, because Anadrol had some like potent gyno-inducing crap that was different. No, like the Dianabol would make me estrogenic. I'd get bloated and look like a woman, or like
the opposite of you. Yeah.
But the Anadrol, the progesterone part, can make your nipples start milking.
Oh yeah, dude! Like Anadrol jacks your progesterone through the roof.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, but I'm gonna make a video reviewing my recent experience with injectable Anadrol, which is a really funny story.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna talk about it.
You guys find and it's interesting you brought this up because I've actually never tried it. Do you find the injectable, like heavy orals, like the Dianabol and the Anadrol, affect your appetite the same, and the acid digestion kind
That's why I take the injectable version, because it doesn't affect that.
Really?
That's why people do that. Yeah.
Interesting.
I found that the injectable Anadrol affected my appetite.
Okay.
I think because maybe inject your maybe raise your liver enzymes. But for most people, for instance,
not as much as oral. Not as much as oral, though.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there we go. Most of my clients can tolerate like 25 mgs of oral Anadrol. If I go to 50, they usually lose their appetite. Most of my clients could easily tolerate 50 mgs of inject Anadrol every other day and still keep an appetite.
So how often are you injecting these? Do you have to do
50 every other day or of each? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like injectable D-bol, you do 50 every other day, or if you like, you could do 25 daily.
Yeah, it's a weird. I'm not like very pro the injectable. I'm gonna reserve my opinion until I make the video. But basically, like this is the way I think of it. So orals can be really useful because you don't want as a powerlifter. Maybe it's a little bit different than bodybuilders, but I think it would apply to bodybuilders too. So when you go to the gym, as strong you are in the gym affects how much muscle you build. So you want to have high androgenic signaling when you're weightlifting. You want to be strong. Like you want to have test suspension. Like what I used to do is like test suspension or Anadrol before I work out. But then at night, I don't need very high androgen signaling like tren or something while I'm sleeping, because I'm not, I don't need to be that strong then. So what my idea is with orals, they're useful because they can let you have a base level of androgens that's lower, and then around your workout, you can peak them. So you can get stronger. You know what I mean? But with an injectable, then you just, there's no purpose of that.
I wish you would have asked, because I have my clients do this and it helps with their appetite. I wish you would ask Chad Nichols why he has all of his clients take Anadrol right before bed.
I could text him. Will you text me something?
Really? He does that?
Yeah. So Mike, that's one thing I learned from Anadrol, from Chad Nichols, is all of his programs. It's always Anadrol before bed, Anadrol before bed. And I actually did ask him through text, but I wanted you to ask him on a webcast and see if his answer was the same.
So not prior to training?
It's an oral with a longer half-life. And it also, any orals, it's like Anadrol, affects your digestion. So he wants to have it after your last meal of the day, after you've eaten all your food. So you have that fast so it doesn't affect your digestion for the day.
Oh, true. True.
I should mention injectable Anadrol obviously could be very useful for bodybuilders because you retain so much when you have Anadrol in you. So like before a contest, it could be really useful because
I love Anadrol. Pre-contest, I run Anadrol the whole prep.
Yeah,
I usually run it my last 8 weeks because it's one of the only things that help keep me full. That and the suspension.
Yeah.
But so hold on, if Chad's got his guys doing it before bed, his clients are only doing 50 milligrams a day?
No, even when he goes higher, he does that. I mean, but hold on.
So it's only before bed.
I've only seen Chad's programs that have 50 to 100 a day. I've never seen him do more than 100, but yes, he plans it right before bed.
Okay, cool.
But
wouldn't split up to 50 and 50 then, eh? He would just do everything.
But with D-ball, he has his clients take a pre-workout.
Interesting.
I've always done Anadrol before training.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the training effect is just incredible. Let's do one more question before we end. It's a funny question. So Johnny Rico says, Leo, you mentioned you had a 21-inch neck when lifting. Can you provide your routine or advice for building a strong, thick neck? I'd appreciate that. Trying to train my neck to get larger fast. Bro, Johnny Rico, do not grow your neck, bro. You're going to screw up you're going to have sleep apnea. You're going to have heart problems because of sleep apnea, which, by the way, that's another thing we didn't mention. Sleep apnea often causes heart problems, huh?
Sure, of course.
You have sleep apnea too. I used to.
Struggling, right? And usually it's affiliated with being heavy. The lighter I am, the easier I breathe. I honestly, when I'm like ever 220 or 230, I don't even really need my CPAP. When I hit like 270, 280, 290, I can't even, I need it. It's mad. Or else like I'll wake up in the middle of the night like gasping for breath.
Bro, that has a huge impact on heart failure.
For sure.
Huge sleep apnea. That's called the silent killer for the heart. I had horrible sleep apnea. See, look, even now, if I go back, my neck is still wide. Don't ever do that. I mean, if you want to do it, go to ironmind.com. There's a neck harness.
I do the neck harness every shoulder day.
No, you should never do it. But if you want to do it, what you do is you can lean off this like side of your bed or something.
And you
can lift weights from, if you do it just standing up, you're going to put a lot of pressure on your, down on your spine. If you do it from the side, that's the fastest way to grow it. But I used to do hundreds of pounds eventually at the end, and it's a horror. It'll never.
I feel like you build a lot of it up though, even when you're just training traps, because that same motion and strain, right? Like you're getting it.
Once you do it from the top and you lean from the side, you'll get this side neck come up.
Isolate it better. Sure.
It'll start to go beyond your face. It looks very ugly. Like women used to comment it when they look at me, they'd be like, "Your neck is wider than your face." It's gross. People don't like it. It's not a good thing. Don't do it.
Yeah, Leo, so I always do it right in the. What I do is I sit on a bench, I hang weights down, and I go like this. You're saying I could use my harness and go sideways?
That's if you want it to look big, it goes from the side. That thing you're doing, nobody can see that crap.
That's at the back of the neck.
I have the one where it's
forward.
a chain. But I have the one that's a chain and you attach weights to it.
Yeah, that's what you want. Okay. You can get one from Iron Mind. That's a great one. But this is what you want to do. You can go from the side and then you can go from the back forward, not back up.
Are you laying off a bench?
Yeah, off a bed. I used to do it in my room. Yeah.
Oh my God! I'll bring it in my room.
I did it from when I was 16 years old. I started. Yeah. I was 16 the first time I did that crap. It's so stupid. Eventually, it starts going so wide. You can't breathe. You're sleeping, snoring. You're gasping for breath. People think you're dying when you're sleeping. It's not good. The good thing is nobody can strangle you. It gets hard to strangle you if you have a very big neck.